continue to honor Black History Month, we found the story of a man who made his mark through medicine in Colorado.
Denver 7's Angelica Albaladejo shares the legacy of one of the first black surgeons in the whole country.
I'm Angelica Albaladejo in Denver's historic Five Points neighborhood, named for this spot where streets intersect, but known for its African-American history. While some parts of that history have fallen into disrepair, we found the story of one man who you've maybe never heard about, whose legacy lives on.
As a Black woman working in healthcare, you don't see a ton of representation.
But for nurse practitioner Candace Lardigue, a portrait reminds her of who came before.
You don't see a lot of Black surgeons, you don't see a lot of Black doctors.
Especially not like Dr. Bernard F. Gipson Sr., one of the first Black surgeons in the country, at a time when African Americans were deep in the civil rights movement.
He actually took care of Dr. Martin Luther King. I think it was his second visit out here for altitude sickness.
And so we're very much diving in here.
I was curious to learn more about Dr. Gipson. What was this one? I found out before he died, he donated his life story to this library.
People see the black and white photos and they're like, oh, that was a long time ago. And we're like, no. It's so interesting, the contemporary photos of him.
Dexter Nelson III and his team pulled out the boxes.
Library.
A life legacy.
Perfect. Oh, that one's labeled.
Stuffed into folders.
So we do have some records and things like that.
It turned out even these keepers of history were learning about the doctor's monumental accomplishments alongside me.
The Mile High Medical Society, 1975.
Photographs, awards.
Well, this would be something that would be perfect.
Certifications.
Yeah, him right there, looks like the mustache.
And even audio recordings.
I am Dr. Bernard F. Gipson Sr.
The doctor's own voice, 50 years ago.
But even at the age of 11 or 12, I decided to be a doctor.
But it was a long journey.
I was really just blown away with his tenacity. Again, like growing up in Texas, that many children, he was one of like 7 or 8, and then just like, the whole family kind of rallying around him as like, you're going to be educated.
He studied at the most prestigious universities a Black man could attend at the time.
Yeah, March 1950, Freeman's Hospital, Howard University.
But racism and recruitment into the military during World War II nearly stopped his medical career.
I don't know how I kept from being knocked down by some of these experiences, but each time I seem to have gotten strength to do a little bit more.
Then the military brought Gipson to Colorado. It was 1954.
They had never had a Black chief of surgery at Laurie Air Force Base.
He became Colorado's first Black surgeon to achieve the highest certifications in medicine.
And so being able to show them, they're like, hey, people from humble beginnings came up and did amazing things, and that you can do that too.
This is a letter inviting him to be the honorary chairman.
His achievements defied racism and continue to inspire.
There have been a ton of contributions to civil rights, to the health equity movement, to social justice coming out of Denver.
And here,
I knew I was coming to the right place.
at the second oldest community health center in the country, built to serve Black patients since the 1960s, it's fitting that Dr. Gipson's picture hangs on the wall.
It really means a lot. When I walk in the doors here, I am part of a legacy.
Reporting from 5 Points, I'm Angelica Albaladejo.